Lanier with the first pass, outside to Evans. They run the middle immediately. Breon Butler tags the back line.
Great start for Team USA, getting that pass right up to Ashley Evans, and Breon Butler did a great job finishing right through those blockers' hands.
Butler serve, well pass, trouble play. Outside. Koga gets shut down on her first swing.
That ball, I think, goes out of bounds. Koga with the tool on that one. And this is something that you'll see from Japan all night long. They're going to go to their rock star outside Koga all night long, right over that middle blocker. I think there was a net call on Team USA on that one.
Oh, that's what it was. Outside push to Skinner.
Great swing from Skinner. This is her bread and butter shot, right inside those blockers' hands, just cutting it cross court. See this ball, turns that right thumb down and is able to get inside Araki.
Tip over the block into the hole. Very crafty Japanese team, always.
Yeah, this is a team, they're a bit undersized, as you mentioned earlier, so they have to win by being crafty, being rangy, mixing up their shots. Yes, they're gonna put in a lot of hard swings at you, but they'll mix it up if they see that defense has holes in it.
Great pass. Hall coming around behind the setter. Evans to Hall.
Evans getting Hall established on a beautiful slide set, pushing it out, giving Hall space to hit through those blockers' hands in a one-on-one situation.
And that's important too, because we haven't seen a lot from Hall in this week, so getting her going early. And then an ace serve by Skinner. She's been outstanding this whole tournament.
Skinner's all-around game has been A+. Last week and this week here in Brasilia, she's done a great job defending, stepping in there, passing, nails, and then offensively, she looks like she hasn't missed a beat.
That was interesting by Japan as they kind of stepped away from that. You don't see that often. Unable to make a strong connection is Shibata.
And we're seeing disruptions to this Japanese offense so far. Kudos to Team USA from putting in pretty hard serves.
Deep. Goes right at Koga. Outside now. Dug, but there was a net fault against the United States again. Kendall White, the libero for Team USA.
And White with a really good dig and a good read, getting outside those blockers' hands and diving into that one, but just coming down off the block, right into the net.
Long serve. Butler comes in up front. Again, front court setter for both teams. Shibata front court for Japan, Ashley Evans front court for USA. Evans and Butler closing the door.
But tooled out of bounds, Ishikawa pushing it right off the blocker's hands. The second time that that's happened so far. Ashley Evans has to get that right hand turned back inside the court.
And Evans trips over Coutinho as she's pointing.
A little bit of chaos on that one.
Outside. Lanier pounding down cross court sharp.
Team USA is outsides with Skinner and Lanier, both really going for that cross court shot. Japan setting up their block pretty far outside, allowing USA's outsides to hit inside them.
Evans serve down the line. Beautiful delivery back, making the blockers work. Love that delivery from Shibata.
Very good set, and this was a great decision at this time moving forward, but she sends the ball back, which makes it really hard for those blockers. Most setters are gonna set with the flow of the game. If they're moving forward, we'll set forward, but that time, moving forward, she set back.
Service cross court, long way. White gets underneath it, out to Evans. Big swing by Danielle Coutinho.
Coutinho, a player that normally lines up as an opposite, but in this rotation, she has to hit one outside, but can be just as lethal on the outside as she is on that right side.
Pretty set from Evans. Evans and Coutinho both out of Purdue University in Indiana. The hammer from the opposite. We've seen so many great opposites in this tournament.
So many great opposites, and this is one of the shots that's really worked for them. Going for these high hands, going right off of Butler on that one, moving inside.
As Yuki Kawada, who's 21 years old. He's had some nice matches, especially against Japan. Big dig. Calling everybody off. That's such a tough angle. Koga handles it. Dug by Evans. This is what Japan does. They're going to try to wear you down until you make a mistake. Coutinho catches him off guard.
Coutinho going for that middle of the court on Japan's side. That's not a ball that falls very often for Japan. Right in the middle of the court, you see that off blocker, hoping that someone else is going to make a play on it. Someone's got to take charge and step in.
You want to keep this away from Nishimura. In the overall stats, she's the second best server on the women's side. She's behind only Chachuan from Thailand. Going to Coutinho. Long arms, brings it back in. Evans, beautiful delivery. Back to Coutinho. Outside, sharp. What a hand that Ishiwaka puts on the ball.
Incredible ball. Just turning that thumb down, basically almost on the floor. Doesn't jump too high, and still gets that ball on about the 3-foot line.
White dime pass outside. Skinner, what a dig. Pulled out of the net, but the defense of Nishimura.
Nishimura has been digging everything on her side. And this one, it's kind of tight, but it's honestly not too tight. It looked like Shibata just didn't get there in time to set the ball.
Trouble pass. Nishimura sets. Big wall.
It's a good handle by Anna Hall on that one. Just waiting a second before she goes up, seeing that that elbow is dropped, and then attacking this ball and putting it down.
Early timeout called by Masayoshi Manabe. What do you think that Japan can do a little bit better here to not let USA build a bigger gap?
Japan needs to pass a little bit better. We haven't seen that quick offense really go to work that we normally see. When those passes are there, that offense delivers.
To the middle. Lanier gets underneath it, crawls away. Skinner, big swing. Outside again, beautiful. Changing the pace is Ishikawa.
Smart tip out, a great time from Ishikawa, right over those blockers' hands. After a really good dig by Khalil Lanier, but you see this just right over the blocker, just such a soft touch, barely going over the hands.
Kendall White chases it down. Lanier will put this back into play. They're going to run the middle as they should. Japan, I think, missing an opportunity to run the quick as Lanier was getting herself back on the floor. Evans outside.
Japan ended up getting the point anyway, but I agree. I mean, when you have Avery Skinner coming running from the back line all the way up, that's a great time to run that slide attack, which they did. But it's the defense really of Japan just outlasting, keeping the pressure on Team USA, forcing them to make the error.
Japan, after the timeout, has closed the gap, now trailing just by 1, and the serve. Tough serve, Skinner giving room, little recycle. The fans did not like that, thought it was the left, the official says no.
Wasn't the prettiest of sets, but subjective call. And Coutinho finishes that one off. No questions anymore.
Everybody's an official inside the arena now. Koga pass. Ishikawa rights the wrong in her eyes. Fans go crazy.
We talk so much about Koga as an outside, and Ishikawa can sometimes be under-talked about, but she's still an Olympian and is still a player that's going to absolutely bring it, and tonight she definitely is.
Off hands, there it is. Evans steadies herself. Call her Stevie with a kill.
Big run for USA. Ashley Evans getting a crucial touch off that block to run in transition, and Anna Hall making a very smart approach on that slide attack.
Pass allows for anything. How about that? Flying out of the back.
That is a textbook back row attack, a beautiful D set. And Wada comes in just hammering that one between the two USA defenders.
D-ball coming back the other way, or Bick, excuse me, coming back the other way. That's Coutinho.
And one thing that both these teams will do a lot is run that back row attack and move it around, whether it's a D-ball or a Bick. They're going to find these attackers in different situations, but really try to get them going in the back row just so they have another option.
So the front row is not the plan, but running into each other, Skinner and Evans.
It's a good touch-up from Breon Butler, and I liked Skinner's intentions on that, trying to take it away from her setter, but she has to call it off early to make sure Ashley Evans can go set the second ball.
Yeah, and they haven't played a lot together. Again, this lineup being mixed up. Meanwhile, Ashley Evans getting battered by her own teammates. A collision with Coutinho, and then one with Skinner.
Hey, she's a tough cookie. She's not going down.
She is. Be nice, people. Not now. You cannot have a picture with Koga to that fan asking she's busy. Afterwards, hopefully. Coutinho tight set. I get it, going for high hands, but the block wasn't there.
That was a beautiful set from Kendall White, getting it high and tight, about 3 feet off the net. You see her saying that's my fault, because it was a beautiful set. Trying to go for those high hands. Looked like the timing might have been a little off, too.
I remember Kendall White as a freshman in college playing for legendary Russ Rose. And just even from the freshman year on, she commanded that backcourt. Koga, cross.
Koga letting one rip on the cross court. If she gets any seam open, whether it's a seam in the block or inside the blocker's hands, she takes such a strong and confident swing. That time, splitting the block.
Skinner holding that platform perfectly. Change of pace as it's swatted at by Coutinho.
Coutinho throwing in a lot of tips here, and I think that connection, especially on this outside set where she doesn't normally find herself, has been just a little bit off.
Lanier's serve, powerful, well passed. I feel like it's a game of cat and mouse out there.
That's a great tip on Japan's side. Kendall White a little bit too far back in her defense. Left top of your screen, see how far back she is on her heels. That's a very difficult ball to pick up if you're not on your toes.
Yeah, it looked a little bit like she was still moving. I don't know if that's true or not, but the change of directions is difficult. Evans goes to Butler in the middle. Back again to Koga. Skinner, it's good. That's a change of pace as well, not the full swing.
Yeah, not the full swing from Skinner, but it definitely worked out. And Ashley Evans getting to the set beautifully, making that look easy, because that is not an easy set to make on the run, moving so far that way. Skinner takes a little bit of pace off, but places it perfectly.
Catherine Plummer comes in to serve. Lanier chases it down. Her defense has been phenomenal. And unable to be recovered by the Japanese team.
Lanier just made a move that looked so easy, but that is not an easy play to make. She ran to this back corner, gets a perfect dig to set Ashley Evans up to run that middle. Underrated play. Khalil Lanier stepping up.
I agree. That was fantastic. Plummer, meanwhile, serving sub. Not really. They're lucky she's not hitting right now. Serves that out. She was used in this capacity in another match.
Yeah, after that Croatia match, Karchkarai said, I don't know if Plummer's ever been used as a serve sub, but hey, she's pretty good at it.
Yeah. all. What a pass from Lanier. Point USA.
And Ashley Evans really liking the hot hand of Coutinho. Coutinho really working those blockers, going over them this time, landing it right on the back line.
Substitution as Micah Hancock comes in to serve and set. Jordan Thompson comes in as well. Outside. Jordan Thompson's second effort on the block. Here it is again. Hall and Thompson, and they finally get it off. Japan does off the hands of the USA block on the other side.
Skinner now been tooled a few times up there, but it's because Japan's putting in very solid balls, just swiping them right off of her hands.
Shibata doing a fantastic job as a setter, just deceptive in her delivery. Back again. There's no extra in her swing.
No extra, and I love how Micah Hancock just steps in and just sets an absolutely perfect, beautiful ball on the run forward, sets it back. Skinner with an easy kill to that 5-6 seam. And that's why Karchkarai puts in these rock stars at the end of the game. It's tied 17-17. You put in 2 Olympic gold medalists. You're trying to win this set.
Lanier has lunch on the overpass.
Lanier putting everything into that overpass, just using her power.
Japan trailing by 2. Hall having a great day at the net. And even that sequence along the net, she moved so effortlessly across, shutting down the first couple of attacks. From backcourt, Superwoman.
Backcourt Bick has been so effective for Japan so far, whether it's Koga or Ishikawa coming out of the back line. Been very effective in a one-on-one situation. No help on that block from Team USA.
Koga averages 18.8 points per game. She's had double figures in every game, leads the team in points, as you pointed out. They're going to go to her a lot, especially, I would expect, down the stretch here. Lanier tries to make the most of this, hits it with a feather, but it was outside the antenna.
Ball just a little bit higher than Kalia Lanier would have wanted. Almost gets a hand on it.
Yeah, just a miscommunication on what was coming. Locked up at 20 apiece after being locked up at 17s. White's pass is good. Lanier off hands, plenty of power. Here it comes again. Uh-oh, this is tight. Hall steps in to handle it. Hancock slows it all down. Another long rally. Japan just wants to wear you out. Ishikawa with the finisher.
Big defensive plays on both sides, going all out for these balls, but Ishikawa takes this one down the line, right at setter Micah Hancock. Such a great swing. We're seeing the defensive effort really up in these last 5 points.
Timeout, USA.
Lots of good stuff happening. Ken, you're going to keep that a little off because our setter's in the back row. Pass a little off. We can call it slower if we want. And we can use those edges on our pin swings. Here we go.
USA! USA! Let's go, ladies! Let's go, guys. Keep it up.
There's such a very specific mentorship within the USA program. If you look at the communication, right? Hence, talking to White, the other libero, Ali Franti, talking to Skinner.
It's so important, too, when you have players on the bench for them to still be involved in the game. And sometimes they can see things that you can't on the court. So giving them any kind of instruction or any pointer that you see can be really helpful.
And it's always that way for USA. You saw Coutinho and Jordan Thompson talking as well. Japan with a 1-point lead. JT puts it down. I believe that's her first big swing of the day.
That's a really tough ball to hit. It's coming with a lot of spin back over your shoulder, and she still takes a really smart swing on that ball. Very difficult to do.
Change of pace, just smart play.
And good follow by Anna Hall on that one. Just watching that ball go out of bounds, making sure that it did before she stepped in and potentially played it. Smart move.
Pass is good, takes the middle out a little bit. The power, what makes Ishikawa's attack so difficult?
It's so difficult because the speed that it's coming in. You see, Team USA's blockers don't have time to close that up because it's so fast, so they can just rip that seam.
Says a lot about Shibata's setting. Now they brought in a little more length up front. Urasawa on the right. White brings it back, delivering a set. Koga. The dig is good. Is it a lift? It's called a lift on the cover.
And that's why they brought a player like Jordan Thompson in. Get that really big block up front. You see those two blockers working so well together, going up at the same time, forming a perfect wall.
Urasawa was used as a blocking sub here out. Front court setter in Shibata. Be aware, she will absolutely attack if the time is right. Ashley Evans in for Team USA. Down the line, backcourt. Kalia Lanier owning the net. USA sitting at set point.
Big block from Kalia Lanier. An interesting decision from Japan after Danielle Gattino checked back in, not going after that player that just checked back into the game.
Service error opens the door a little bit for Japan. It will remain, though, USA set point. Yamada serving for Japan. Set needs to be in, yes, and tough. It was both. How about that from Gattino? Bouncing the ball for the set one closer.
Such confidence from Kendall White to step in on that ball and have a perfect pass. And Evans going back to her bread and butter. Gattino finishing with 8 points in just set one.
I just saw them. They're like leaving, and if you
You see Kendall White step in front of Skinner on this ball to take it so Skinner can be an offensive option. And then that quick ball out to Gattino going over that block.
That was 100% OT over Shibata. Gattino, long arms, big jump. Got every bit of it.
Yeah, it's a tough blocking matchup when you have Gattino up there against Shibata. Not exactly the blocking matchup that Japan wants.
Yeah, Shibata is 1.71 m, Gattino 1.94 m, so big difference. Numbers, can't get a whole lot more even than that.
You see the blocking, the difference for Team USA, outblocking Japan 3-0. Otherwise, pretty even in all the other categories, but Team USA really using their physicality, using that height to their advantage.
Yeah, and they're going to have to, because we know that Japan is going to extend rallies over and over. Looking at the attack zones. A lot of action happening on the right.
That's Danielle Gattino again leading that team in kills. Ashley Evans really finding her in all phases of the game.
In terms of placement, see all those along the baseline, back third of the court. United States very good at running that.
Especially when you're hitting over blockers like Danielle Gattino is. A lot of times it's not going to be straight down because you can't go straight down with it. So in these blocking mismatches, the Japanese defenders a lot of times will stay deeper because a lot of those balls will go deep over those blockers.
Great job on the passing also for the United States. Kendall White anchoring the passing as the libero for this match.
And on Japan's side, just 33% in system. It's very hard to run their quick offense when you're only passing a good ball 1/3 of the time.
Yeah, and that's unusual for them as well to have that number. So look for that to improve as the match goes along. And we may end up seeing the same kind of substitution pattern for Parch Karai because, again, he's using a lot of different faces but no one too much necessarily in order to have a wide range of availability for tomorrow.
Yeah, Team USA faces Brazil tomorrow at 10 a.m. local time, which is a very quick turnaround for this team. So if Karchgarai were to play some of those normal starters, someone like Hancock or Thompson, Washington, they might be pretty tired for tomorrow. So this match, putting in some people that maybe typically play behind them to see what they can do against Japan. But as you saw, Coach Karai isn't afraid to put in some of those stars late in the game when he knows they need to win.
Wada for Japan has been consistent. They've had several. Koga, of course, hitting well. Ishikawa. Nishida took some good swings. Ashley Evans will start things off. Goes right at Koga. Just smart high hands. When you're undersized, perfect play.
That's been working really well on that right side, going for that outside blocker's hands, whether it's Skinner or Lanier. Japan doing a great job of just aiming high and swinging hard.
Just getting some moisture up off the court. Back to the middle. Back to the right side. Little hang time from Coutinho. Yeah, that one, Butler was unable to get around Evans to protect the net, and that was plenty of time.
Great net play from Japan, and what I like about this is, yes, Kendall White did have an overpass, but you see her running in right away to get that next ball. She's not sulking her head and saying, oh, woe is me, I had an overpass. She's getting in and trying to cover her own ball.
Ayaki Araki with the block. Chasing it down, Koga. Free ball, Team USA. They send it deep. What happened? They give a free ball right back. And now you can run your middle. Instead they run quick behind. That was a little bit of a breakdown, in my opinion, for the United States.
Yeah, a bit of a breakdown. I think Kendall White initially wanted to take that ball, so she stepped in front of Skinner on it, but then it ended up being way back in the corner, which Skinner should just take that deep ball. Again, you have new players playing with each other every single night. You know, the lineup's changing constantly. It's hard to get comfortable playing next to certain people.
Right, and that's by design for Coach Karai, because he doesn't want to be pinned into any one thing. He's creating new seams, new combinations.
And Coach Karai has the depth to do it. I mean, he has players that on any other team would be starters.
Yes, no one is deeper. The concentration on Ashley Evans' face. Puts up a nice ball for Coutinho. Coutinho again, up high, snap down.
And there's nothing Japan's gonna do about that, going right over the block. If I'm a defender in the backcourt, I'm just going back to the end line and trying to make a bigger play, because this ball isn't going in the middle of the court.
Lanier, set from the knees. Fans would like a call. It's Japan ball, as saying that reaching over the net.
Again, fans not happy about that potential lift call, but you see here, the setter trying to set the ball where Breanne Butler's over it, disrupting her ability to set.
Yeah, and Butler was saying, look, she's above the plane of the net. Big reach, picked up, outside. Sending it back, Butler and Coutinho combo.
Great adjustment from Danielle Coutinho up front. Ishikawa has used the blocker's hands a few times now, but you see Coutinho sealing the lineup and reaching those hands back inside.
To the middle, underutilized by Japan so far this set. Coutinho's got a little bit of a Midas touch today.
And just when you think, again, Katina might go over the block, you're playing it deep, she just rolls right into the middle of the court, making it so difficult. Look how much space there is right in the middle, and she couldn't have put it in a better spot.
Got some appreciation from Hall. 10 early points from Katina. Back. Chip. It's like, you know, this is what Japan will do to you, Emily, right? The United States has the first response, but they come back again the second, third, fourth time.
Japan's a team that's never going to quit. I mean, it doesn't matter how much they're down. Either they're going to come right back at you, use that relentless defense, and try to get that tempo offense going.
Japan leading this second set, 5-3. Evans outside to Skinner. Challenging the block.
Impressive shot from Skinner. Again, that thumb down just working wonders for her. Her bread and butter, sneaking it inside the blocker's hands. Check out how sharp that's hit.
Pass is perfect. And that's the middle that we haven't seen a lot.
That's a great read from Anna Hall on that one. I believe there was a back row attack, just staying in, going up at a smart time, not moving until she knew where the ball was going.
So good. Right side, seamless attack. I think it was a one-on-one again, too.
Yeah, one-on-one as Anna Hall went up with the setter that time, leaving Avery Skinner one-on-one with Wada.
Kenna White chases it down. It's over. It's within the antennas. A little bit of an overload. Players down. Coutinho steps in. Underneath it.
Japan really exploiting the middle of the court for Team USA as their defenders are getting a little bit deep and on their heels on these balls. A few now have dropped right in the middle.
You know, mixing speeds. Japan isn't trying to beat you with power.
Gonna beat you with speed, gonna beat you with trickiness and range.
Trickiness, is that a shot? Trickiness, I like it. What a defensive move. Can Koga finish it? Not yet. Hall with another snap down. Boy, was that a pickup, though, for Japan.
Great pickup from Japan. But Ashley Evans making a very smart set here, moving forward, but sends that ball back to hold that middle blocker, so it's a one-on-one situation on the slide attack.
Front court setter for Japan and for USA. Just on the run. Japan using the super short and the super long parts of the court.
Yeah, and a great job. Another one-on-one situation for Yamada on that slide attack. USA can't handle it.
The face of Ashley Evans when she's concentrating. Back again. Hall got up sky high off 1 foot. Beautiful.
The connection between Ashley Evans and Anna Hall has been working really well this game, and this was something that definitely lacked last time Hall was in the lineup, but looks like this connection has shored up.
Yeah, and I think it's really important to have this moment for these players because they started off versus Croatia Micah Hancock said the hitters were a little bit nervous at that time. So to come back and be dominating, Butler and Evans combined for the block.
That's a big physical block to hit through. And Butler closing that one up perfectly, getting those hands right in the seam.
Evans at 6'1", a big blocker for a setter. Both setters front court. Koga came in quick. Yep. Front court setters. Beautiful move by Evans.
Great shot by Evans. Trying to catch this defense just right off guard. That's a tight ball, take it over.
Wow, is that perfect down the line.
In power as well.
USA takes the lead for the first time in the second set, 9-8. Both coaches stoned face as they're
Looked like
trying
he
to
was
figure the next
frozen.
move. Yeah, both of them trying to figure out their next move. Very cerebral coaches, these two. That was a really nice set. Really nice set and great use of the block.
Beautiful set going all the way out. You see this ball go all the way out to the line, so that attacker is able to use Lanier's left hand.
Does not like being used. Locked at 9s. Floater serve. Yeah, don't make Kalia Lanier mad. She pounds the ball.
Yeah, making up for that last play. Lanier using power on that one. It's the first time we've seen her go down that line too. But if you give her this much line in a shorter blocker, she's gonna rip it.
Look at this ball. And fun fact too, Kalia Lanier said it, if you make her mad, she tends to fall asleep. Isn't that strange? She
Doesn't
didn't
even make sense.
It doesn't make sense, but she said it. She slept on the flight all the way over to Turkey.
Is she mad?
I told her, I don't know, it wasn't me, whoever did it. Back. It did not clip the corner as they had hoped. And you look at Koga back there to serve, just realized it was long.
It looked like there might have been a touch. Lanier's finger definitely moved on that one.
There comes the challenge.
Should be quick.
We got spoiled by the Thai team in the challenges yesterday. They were mugging for the camera and the fans. It was hilarious, winking.
Oh, if you haven't seen Thailand play yet, you gotta watch them because they're an absolute hoot. They're fan favorites. As you see a clear touch on that ball. You gotta watch Thailand play. They're so much fun.
They're just joyous. So the original call overturned. That's why Koga was so confidently going back. She knew what had happened. What a block by Japan. Power meets power.
Japan's block finally turning things on, their first of the night. A great read by Ishikawa. And Araki stepping in to help.
Ishikawa's discipline on those hands. There's Araki. Coutinho catches him up. Okay, free ball opportunity. Kendall White clears everybody out. Outside. High hands. Long rally dialed up. Was the block in? It was.
Lanier stepping in and stepping up on that one. A great shutdown. Really big move outside. And Butler closing it up so well. Butler's moving so well side to side as Japan is spreading out this offense. She's getting from left to right to left to right in such a quick amount of time.
You know, the passing of USA, though good, hasn't been enough to get Butler some sets in the middle. Wonder if we'll see a little more offense out of the middle as the passing improves. So hard for Skinner. She plays it safe as she should. Everybody falling back. There was a net violation. Breon Butler got caught in the fishing net.
USA's third net call now. Just coming down off of that block.
Iraqi serving. White, Skinner, Lanier in the backcourt. Coutinho passes the first ball. And then gets it back, just a pike punch.
Coutinho bouncing that one, and that's what she's gonna do if you give her an open net or a one-on-one situation. She's gonna make you pay for it.
Catherine Plummer coming in. The tallest, strongest serving sub ever. They're able to put it down, cross court in front of Plummer. Japan has just been staying that step ahead for most of this set.
And it's really been their passing that's picked up. They've been able to get their middles going. A lot on that slide as well that's worked well for them, but the passing has improved immensely since set one.
Alfie Ref having some conversation with Butler on the sideline. He's an assistant coach with this program. Evans, not a favorite target in Coutinho. White, over dig. Big time punish. Meanwhile, Lanier slipped in that rally.
Lanier and White, both massive defensive plays to keep this ball up. And this is what we've been seeing this entire night. Plays like that just get their team going. It's relentless defense on both sides. And USA finishing that one off with some physicality.
This is the same double sub we saw in the last set. Micah Hancock will run through the backcourt. Jordan Thompson through the front. Sprinkling a couple of gold medalists there. Outside. It's really not the first effort ever by Japan. It's the follow-up.
Yeah, and they do such a great job. Maybe they don't get the first one and they have to cover it, or they just stay in defensively, but they're able to transition their defense into good offense and just keep trying to take swings and wear out the other team.
They don't make the same mistake twice. Overpass. Their serving is getting tougher. I think that's going to serve them well, as we talked about USA not able to run their middles. Thompson tags. Waddle's okay.
And whoever's on the outside pin for USA right now, really just hammering that line shot. She got up right away. And we play on.
Yeah, it was straight to her head. Yikes.
With the speed that Thompson hits.
Yeah.
That put me out.
Lanier shutting the door. What do you think of her blocking, Emily, overall, that you've seen from Lanier?
She's improved as this game has gone on. She's been used a few times, but that's a great example, making an adjustment and not getting beat on the same one that she had been beat previously on.
Out of the net. Front court setter set from her knees. Just coming back again and keeping the ball so low on their side.
I mean, the offense is so fast. This ball is maybe 3 feet over the net before an attacker swings on that. It's so difficult to block when the speed of the offense is that quick.
front court setter for Japan as Shibata is right front. Tape, Hancock unbothered. And there's exploiting the mismatch again between Lanier and Shibata.
Every single ball that the USA outsides are hitting has been down the line, and they're just exploiting the heck out of that one.
Hall serving. USA 1-point lead, pulling ahead. Haven't been able to string two together in a while, and they won't this time either.
Very smart shot from Japan as the middle and a Hall is back row. Not a libero in the game, so that middle of the court might not be as defended well as it normally is.
A lot of moisture down, and the USA players are slipping a little bit, kind of trying to indicate. I don't know, I think they need bigger towels. Take up more
Just
space.
sweat less.
Yeah.
We got some sweaty people out there.
They're working hard, tied up yet again. Jordan Thompson swing, but wide.
Thompson really trying to hammer that line. Again, a blocking matchup that USA likes, so she tries to go over it or outside of it, just out of bounds.
There's a strong front row for Japan. Araki in the center.
That tip's so smart for Kalia Lanier because she's been unloading on the past few swings, but she mixed it up and caught Japan off guard.
Double sub again. Evans serving. Just again, they're not doing anything too hard, right? Wada just being very smart with their placement.
Yeah, Japan, sometimes they won't always bring the heavy hammer, but this time just going right off the block of Kalia Lanier. She's got to get those hands more over the net.
Outside to Coutinho. That was a little bit of a trap, and that's a big point because now Japan up by 2. Doesn't seem like a large lead, but it's the biggest they've had.
That's a big block for them, again, like you said, at such a good time. So locked in from Wada on that ball.
When you're on the run like that, let's just jack it up, let DC go right over. Lots of good stuff happening. We're just missing out here. We're going to get some of those off that right side blocker, our left side. After this side out, what do we have?
Yeah, hey, left side blockers, let's just take a step out of our bunch. It's happening fast and they're streaking the red. Okay, middles right now, we can just be good. They're not pumping us on the middle, so hands high, but great out here. Okay, a little closer to the play. One step. Here we go.
Here we go.
USA! USA!
Roll over.
Go, ladies!
Emily, what did we learn from that huddle?
Well, we learned that they're getting beat a lot on that outside block. So he's telling Kalia Lanier and Avery Skinner, get out of your bunch, meaning get out of that blocking setup really inside the court to help with the middle. Just worry about your hitter on the right side. Don't help with the middle. Stay out, stay spread, and make sure you're good on your hitter.
Evans goes back to Lanier. Good timeout for USA. Solid swing.
Solid swing after a nailed pass from Kalia Lanier, using that blocking matchup, going almost over those hands, going straight over those hands to the back corner.
Still trailing by 1. Ace serve from Lanier.
So much heat behind that one, targeting that right shoulder of the passers right between those two. Doesn't get much more difficult than that.
Ishimura, as I mentioned earlier, the #2 best receiver in women's VNL so far this year. There's a nice pass to prove it. USA players still getting back into place.
You see Team USA thought that they didn't touch that ball. See if there's a challenge called potentially on a block touch.
At the moment. No challenge. No challenge, no challenge. No substitution. 24 and 34.
Emily, I couldn't make out what Karch was saying. Did you hear it?
Yeah, so he was asking for a challenge on that ball that USA didn't think that they blocked, with the up rep saying you have to challenge that during the play, not after the play has ended. And Karch said, but the play ended before I could even challenge it. But they didn't.
Oh, yeah.
That was adequate.
Because it didn't look like there was a touch on the block.
And that play has to be challenged while the play is happening.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Japan with some momentum after a great block, shutting down the USA attackers.
Now
it's a trap
down.
set.
Oh, I'm sorry, Emily. I'm saying now down by 2. What does Team USA need to do in this motion?
They have to nail this pass.
It's okay, doesn't allow them for the middle still. Coutinho takes care of it.
Here you see Kendall White saying, I'll give you a better pass that time. Danielle Coutinho going up and over those blockers again, really working that line.
It just takes Butler out of the offense, and she's such a potent hitter. Butler serving, trying to tie it up. That's a great pass, and that's what you can do with a great pass.
The speed of Japan's offense working wonders off of that good pass. It is so quick coming out of the hands right to this setter. I mean, it's 1 foot off of the net. So difficult to block.
That's nailing the pass. Outside again, off high hands. Japan is on a roll, using every tool they have. Ishiwaka, watch her here outside, trying to beat Hall, who was hustling out for the double block. Now Japan ahead by 3. Heat on the serve, a little bit of a trouble pass. You know it's going to go to Skinner. Tight set. Back again. Lanier gets it. And a huge block as Japan closes the door and sets them up for set point to try to tie up this match. Forehands straight across. Yamada all over it. That's a great delivery. Great delivery from Evans to Coutinho. USA fighting off set point. Plenty more work to do. Shibata is front court. Ashley Evans is as well. Down 3. Coutinho serving needs to be tough. It is, but a great pass. Send it back. Comes this way. And a big USA block to extend the set. Ashley Evans, an excellent blocker, along with Anna Hall. You can read lips. You can read lips, Ashley Evans saying, let's go. USA has fought off 2 Japan set points. Masayoshi Manaba calls a timeout, trying to slow down the roll of Danielle Coutinho from the end line. Maybe the best thing about Lanier, as you look at those terrific offensive numbers, is her defense in this set. Coutinho keeps the pressure on. There's a nice pass. They can run the middle. Ball is long. And there will be a challenge for a block touch. Masayoshi Manabe immediately calling for the challenge on the touch. And of course, even if it isn't a touch, it's like another timeout to slow things down. Make Coutinho think about it. It was 24-20, Japan at set point. Is there a touch here? I don't see one. Yep, no block touch called. So it really just serves as another timeout. Try to ice the server. Danielle Coutinho. If USA can catch one more point, they would change the nature of this game. Set point, Japan. Here comes the middle. Wow, what a finish! Leaving no doubt at all. Great aggressive swing to end the set. Japan, a great response in the second set to the first set loss. USA offense is where it's supposed to be, but run so quickly and then turning that down the line. You can't get any better than that. Yamada's kill was absolute perfection off of the incredible set from Shibata. Tied now at 1 apiece. Mirror opposite scores. These have all been clear. Close sets. You wonder, is Karch Karai going to stay with the same lineup? We're doing well. Is he going to try to mix it up so that Japan doesn't have enough time to really get settled into it? Japan out attacking the USA in that set. Almost even on blocks and very low error quality volleyball from these teams. We'll find out what Karch Karai is thinking when he talks to our Emily Eamon.
Coach, you had a little bit of time to talk to your team just now. What was your message to them?
Well, we lost a few transition swings in that last game. We had some confusion. We're not putting the first touch up high enough. We got some really nice hitters to take big swings, but if we don't get that set, that's a really good defensive team across the net. That's a really good team, let alone defensive team across the net.
How would you assess your team's ability to handle and stay in those long rallies?
We were prepared for that. That's what we trained for. We know it's going to be long. Those guys play great defense, and we will transition as long as it takes.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Karch Karai telling us earlier today how good this Japan team is, and we certainly do know that. Emily Eamon will get some insight here.
Coach, what was the biggest adjustment your team made to take set 2?
Well, we are getting side out very well, getting better. So we have to keep going with that. And also we are getting lots of blocking. So, we have to find out how to get the point with the high ball.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Obrigado.
Attack zones for United States, see that? 5% to the middle. Take a look for Japan, a little bit more to the center of the court. That's what Coach Kirai was talking with Emily Eman about, that you need to lift those passes a little bit more, a little better passing would help out to run the middle. The setting of Evans on point. The blocking looks good. And it's just an incredibly crafty Japan team. Wouldn't you like to see Breon Butler hit a few balls if your passing improves? Micah Hancock, Jordan Thompson, Danielle Coutinho. All right side players having a conversation. It's problem solving. Overall, USA out blocking Japan. Both teams hitting much better. If you remember, after the first set, I think Japan was hitting around 33%. They improved that. It's been a very low error match, Emily, as we look at the numbers. Both teams playing very clean ball.
Both teams doing a very good job. That's why we've seen these really long rallies, because there's not too many errors going on.
It was interesting listening to your conversation with Coach Kirai, because, we're thinking about the middle. You and I were talking about it, and he nailed it in terms of the passing needs to be lifted a little bit more.
Yeah, the passing definitely needs to be a little bit higher to get those tall middles involved in the game.
Yeah, looking at the numbers, 5% from the center for the USA, 5% of their offense.
Yeah, it's not too much. And they have been getting those middles going on some slides, but rarely have we seen a quick set. I think we've seen one from Breon Butler, and we've seen maybe 1 or 2 big sets as well, but not too much going through the middle.
Yeah, a lot of coaches subscribe to heavier through the middle than on either pin, and it looks exactly the opposite right now. Cry going with the same lineup. Butler sends the first one wide, so again, message received. Mika Shibata's serve. What a pretty delivery by Evans back. This one over the shoulder. Koga gets a really nice hand on it. Absorbing the dig. It's going to come back. Another one to Coutinho. She tips when you wish she'd kind of hammered that ball instead. Take big swings in big moments. And 2 U.S. players trying to get around to get it collide and impede each other.
And tip after tip from Team USA during that rally. We saw about 3 or 4 as that rally went on, whether it was a connection issue or a setting issue, maybe a little bit too tight. Team USA getting a little timid on their swings.
Yeah, and that's probably the worst thing that can happen. Take big swings in big moments. It's early in this set. Okay, you go. Julia Bergman fan. Pass by White, back to Coutinho. She takes a bigger swing, and good things happen off the block and out.
Especially Coutinho having so much success just hammering the balls tonight. You definitely want to see her take some big swings when that set's there.
Japan's defense is too good, I feel like, for much off speed.
Yeah, tips don't fall on their side too often. You gotta bring that heavy arm.
Good patience from Skinner. With Anna Hall down, Skinner puts it deep.
And there's a heavy arm. Very smart heads-up play by Avery Skinner, stepping into this one. Just taking a big rip at it. Barely a wind-up, too, and just the power from her hand snapping down.
Kind of a, I say this rally is over kind of swing. Block is solid to the outside now. Koga gets it through. Breon Butler clears everyone out. Coutinho takes a big swing. It's still up. It's over. There's just no one to play defense.
There's that Japanese defense just outlasting that of Team USA's. The block set up so well. 2 different blocks during that, recovered by Team USA, but the overpass, and then Japan puts it down. It's those long rallies that Japan just finds themselves in a good spot on the other side of.
Pass is good. Don't get tentative now.
And you could hear one of her teammates screaming at her, go high, go high, go high. Just going a little bit too high on that one, especially with the reach that Danielle Coutinho has. She doesn't have to go that high. She can just hit her normal swing over these blockers.
The worst thing that can happen to the United States right now is that they stop playing their game, their power game.
That's what works so well with them set 1, just bringing the heat.
Skinner always brings plenty of heat. The defense, I mean, when Nishimura is going to dig like that, there's not a whole lot you can do. Skinner brought heat.
So well read by her, getting in the line of approach of Skinner and just stepping in on that. Nishimura with some impressive balls.
Nishimura again. USA block is used and out.
Impressive swing on this one from Wada. Over her shoulder. You can barely see the block in these situations and still finds a way to tool it.
Backed all the way up, quick. Looked a little more like a dunk.
Yeah, those are the kind of tips that actually do work on Japan because they're well disguised. You think Anna Hall's gonna hit this ball, but at the last second, just drops that elbow and places it right over.
Into the center of the net.
That's a serve that you want back.
Yeah, and it's like the focus of Team USA. They went from hunting to the hunted.
You're okay with the out-of-bounds service, but the ones in the bottom of the net, not so much.
Pass is good. Evans front court, but Nishimura knew it all the way. All of a sudden, it's become a tip game. Things just a little bit off. Oh. What a dig by White. You got to put that away for Kendall White. Over. Reaching for it. Long rally. Japan. And Kalia Lanier ends the rally.
Great read on that block from Kalia Lanier, but how about earlier Kendall White with such an impressive up. USA's defense has been relentless as well, and they're finding themselves at times in these rallies hanging with that of Japan.
Hall serving. Another one in the bottom of the net.
It's the errors that you're not okay with. The ones that go out of bounds, okay, sure, fine. The ones that maybe hit the tape and fall on your side, okay. But they've had back-to-back serves right in the top of the tape.
Five service errors for the United States and a service ace for Japan.
Japan bringing some heat. Ishikawa unloading on this ball. USA has to find a way to get her off the service line because it's such a tough hybrid serve right between the two passers. And this is Team USA's weakest passing rotation with Kalia Lanier and Avery Skinner passing next to each other, two non-liberos.
Coach Karai going to have a timeout and talk about it.
More time so they can go up and over, driving it hard off those fingers. Other than that, we're in good spots. Bad luck on that one, off your right hand, but we're gonna seal those line hitters, all pins. We're not gonna let them get it off our hands anymore. Here we go.
USA! USA! Tits out, ladies! Tits out! We're right there! We're right there! Chest up! Tits out! Tits out!
Good job, Leo.
Haley Washington firing up her team, or at least trying to, bringing humor as always.
Bringing something, that's what she's gonna do, keep things light on the sideline.
Washington is a hoot from the bench and an absolute beast in the court. Best middle blocker of the Tokyo Olympics. All right, timeout slowed that roll. It almost feels like, Emily, that it's a bigger gap than it is. It's only 2 points.
Yeah, it's only 2 points, and I think where you feel that bigger gap is because Team USA will get momentum and then just deflate it right away, where Japan's playing pretty steady throughout this entire set.
Oh my gosh. The yips. Team USA has the yips. 3 consecutive serves into the net.
And you could tell on that serve by Ashley Evans, the others were actually putting pace behind it, but Evans on that one barely even touching it.
I don't know if she was trying to do a short serve. Front court setter for Japan. And this is where the US has to find their mental toughness and fight their way out of this. Starts with a swing from Coutinho. Koga answers with a heavier swing.
Big swing from Koga, going right between those two blockers, splitting them so well after an impressive up by the middle, Yamada. Koga going right inside. How about some defense from your middle blocker?
And maybe the most dangerous thing there is that Shibata is running around with lots of energy. When your setter's having a great time, it's a good sign. Meanwhile, Japan keeps giving it back with the errors too.
All I know is Kalia Lanier has to put this serve in the court. They can't go 4 back to back to back to back.
Well, that's good. And the aggression. Japan is controlling this set. Iraqi with a kill.
Yeah, and I think Kalia Lanier, I mean, her serve wasn't too tough. She put it in the court, which is exactly what they needed, but Japan was able to get a perfect pass on that, run Iraqi on that slide, and that was an easy point.
Outside, Skinner gets up over the top. The defense is disheartening if you're Skinner, because that ball is down on so many others. Coutinho is able to put it onto the floor.
Team USA needs to find a way to keep Coutinho in this ball game. She's had such a really good night going up and over those blockers after a really impressive save by Shibata. But Evans gotta find Coutinho as much as she can.
Koga outside to Skinner. Tight ball. Evans delivers a nice tight ball to Skinner, but the block waiting. Iraqi just seals the net.
Iraqi did a great job stepping in on that outside attack, getting all the way outside, knowing it's gonna go to Skinner, and putting it down.
Tino, again, off speed, picked up, and Japan is swinging full force. Micah Hancock and Jordan Thompson taking off their sweat jackets.
It doesn't feel like there's a lot of fight right now on Team USA's side. They're playing timid. They're sending in tips and roll shots, not swinging at 100%, which is exactly what they did during set one, and that's how they were scoring a lot of points.
Especially putting those sets when we're on the run. Let's just get high and closer, and we get lots of nice swings. Also, the jam into 6, you hit some of those in the first set. We have that available at the pin. Here we go.
Here we go, ladies.
Back to our good.
USA! USA!
Back to our
reset,
good.
reset. Hitters, we can hit deep. Do you need a cold one? Oh, no. I've got you.
Team USA needs a reset. Just some way to attack differently. Hancock, sweat jacket off. Same with Jordan Thompson, ready for what I would assume to be that double sub again. Rocky with a couple of blocks. And Hall takes a nice swing to start things off. Just aggression from the USA is needed.
Great answer for Team USA, nailing that pass, able to get Anna Hall going on that gap set, something they haven't used too much tonight at all. And even though that set was a bit lower than she wanted, adjusted to it well and put it down.
Here's a double sub we saw in the last set. Micah Hancock serving. Jordan Thompson up front. The message, be aggressive. Hancock clears people out, goes to Skinner. Skinner off hands.
You could just tell Avery Skinner putting a little more juice on that one, really loading up her arm before she took that big swing, something we haven't seen her do this entire set. Love the confidence from her on that one.
Score was 13-9 when the double sub entered the floor. We'll see if it just gives a different look. White underneath it. Hits the antenna on the attack. Point Japan.
Connection just a little bit shaky on that one. Skinner going a little bit early, or that set was just a little bit too high for her, had to reach for it.
Iraqi's serve, handled by White again. The middle's taken out of it. JT can just push it over. Again, Mill out of it with the dig. And Thompson blocked by the strong Japanese front court.
Yamada stepping in on that one, getting those hands so quickly over in time. Jordan Thompson just hitting right at her left hand.
Hall underneath. And just a simple push, but I think you're right, Emily. It looks like the connection's not quite what it has been in some of the other matches we've called.
Yeah, the connection's been a little bit shaky tonight for Team USA. Even on some of these balls that they're getting kills on, the timing just isn't exactly right.
Pass is perfect. To the middle, Hancock picks it up. Kendall White. Jordan Thompson pushing it through. And it's going to come down to the block, and you could just feel it building. Hall and JT next to each other.
Great move by JT and Anna Hall. They knew this ball was going outside. It was an out-of-system situation. Great job by Hall sealing it up, getting that hand right on Jordan Thompson's hand.
Another service error for the United States. Tape, ace. Magic touch for Japan.
Doesn't always have to be good. That time just getting lucky, aiming right at the top of the tape. Wada with the tough topspin serve.
Yamada anchoring the front court. There's a front court setter as well in Shibata. And then on the outside, Ishikawa. Strong front line, as always, for Japan. Back to Jordan Thompson, absolutely, and another dig by Koga. Good lift from Kendall White. And when you can run the middle, it scores.
Perfect transition play. Kendall White getting it right on the money for Micah Hancock. Anna Hall stepping in strong, being available for her setter in a tough, quick transition play, still getting off in time and getting a full swing.
And that's part of what Karch said during one of the timeouts, right, was to lift it a little bit more. Kendall White did that perfectly.
Yeah, it's hard to get your middle involved if they don't have time to get back.
I can't with the service errors.
U.S. just shooting themselves in the foot this set in terms of service errors. A lot in the bottom of the net. A few have gone long.
White puts up a good pass.
It's a connection again. You see Karch just scratching his head. I think everyone's kind of scratching their head on this. Normally we don't see these connection errors on Team USA's side, even with people shifting in the mix. Their connections have been really solid so far this tournament.
Yes, I agree. 6-point lead for Japan. Lanier down the line, it scores, but I mean, if the United States is going to make any kind of a push, it has to happen now.
It has to happen right now, and this is a good answer from Khalil Lanier, using that blocking matchup, going for high hands. We'll see what they do from the service line now. No setter in the game.
No, Coutinho, a blocking sub up front. Wow, power! Japan is in the zone.
Big swing from Japan, going away from that blocking sub. A very smart decision, going after Khalil Lanier on the outside. And Wada just splitting the two defenders. Great shot.
You know, Team USA was so relieved in a way to get past Thailand in 3 sets because they played this kind of relentless defense. That's with authority from Lanier.
Lanier going down the line on that one, just sneaking it outside Koga's hands. A lot of daylight for her to hit.
Serves good outside. Everything Japan does is the right move in the right time with the right tempo.
Yeah, smart tip right over those blockers, making Team USA communicate on their side about who's going to take it, and no one's stepping up.
Nishida in the front court along with Iraqi. And Wada for Japan. Shibata serving. Everywhere you look is such strength. Nishimura doing a great job defensively, as always. An elite libero. Over the top pop, and here comes Catherine Plummer.
Great swing from Danielle Coutinho, going up and over Koga on this one. Worked so well during set 1. Got to continue to use it as much as you can.
Plummer will serve. She hits a heavy pick as well. I don't know if she's warm enough for USA to set her that pick, but she does it so very well. More offense out of the middle.
what, 7 or 8 so far this set?
At least.
And a 6-point difference.
Tough serve. USA finds a nice swing. The defense of Japan keeps it alive as always. Good lift. Whenever Kendall White is lifting that ball, it gives the opportunity for the middle, and the success rate is high.
This middle can't run unless that ball's a little bit higher, and this is a great job, Kendall White, getting some height underneath that, allowing Ashley Evans to set the middle, and Anna Hall has time to get off the net with a full approach into it.
Yeah, great decision by Hall, or great decision by Evans to go to Hall, and Hall to pound away. No tipping, no off speed. Back, overload there, block waiting for it. Hall and Skinner combined.
Great move from Team USA, staying disciplined on that ball and not moving until they knew where that set went. And this is go time for Team USA. They got to get some momentum, and a block is a good way to start that off.
Down the line, power. Yukiko Wada comes flying in. Her line shot is superior.
And this set just coming so fast to Wada backwards. It's so difficult to block. You see the blocker still moving when that ball's set. Really smart set and shot by Wada.
Irisawa's serve. Caught the bug. Front court setter for Team USA. Outside, good swing. White gets underneath it. Evans sets from her knees. Block is there, chased down. From the right side again, going for that corner. Beautiful deep shot cross court. Set point Japan.
Big transition play. Nishimura making an explosive defensive play, and they're able to transition it. And a really great finish by Wada again on the right side.
For the set, powerful serve. Hall shut down, huge block. Set number 3 goes to Japan, totally controlled from first set to last.
A big finish by Japan. They've been beat on that slide so many different times tonight. That was a big read in a big moment to get that big stuff.
Japan went 3-1 the first week. Take a look at the serve again. 4 very solid hands across.
Great read from Japan, mirroring that slide attack, getting up in time and shutting it down. Japan with 4 blocks during just that third set alone, really turning it on at a big time.
What other numbers stand out to you, Emily?
It's the serving number for Team USA. 6 missed serves during just that set alone. You can't win a set when you're missing 6 missed serves, along with 10 total errors, so 4 other errors coming from your attack as well.
USA out attacking the blocks you talked about for Japan and the 10 errors for USA. Good look at them there. Japan started out week 1 in Nagoya going 3-1, dropping just to China. Here they came in, they were upset by Serbia, giving Serbia their first win of the 2023 campaign for Volleyball Nations League. And then a really tough loss yesterday to Germany for Japan.
Japan's still trying to find the momentum again, not having the same exact success that they had in Nagoya. But man, I mean, this is a team that brings so much life when things are going well. Their relentless defense keeps them in points. Their offense is so exciting to watch. It's no wonder they had so much success in Nagoya. Here, that success isn't exactly translating over, but they look pretty good tonight, and things are starting to click at the right time.
Yeah, and as you mentioned at the top of the show, they came into today 7th in the standings. They want to be in that top 8, make it to Arlington for the finals. As for the USA, they just haven't found any kind of a groove. It's like they have a little bit of the yips from the service line.
Yeah, USA really trying to find anything that's working. We saw it during that set one. Things were clicking, the connections looked good, the serves were tough, offense looked great, block was there, everything was working, and then since then it slowly declined up until this point, set 3, nothing really going well for the US.
Yeah, and this is the very last thing that the United States wanted before a 10 a.m. game tomorrow morning, was to have this match go 4 or 5 sets.
Yeah, the big reason why Coach Karai didn't put in a lot of those stars to start this game, he's cycled them in a little bit throughout this game, but we're not seeing those stars because he wants to rest them tomorrow for the big match against Brazil happening at 10 a.m. That's a really early morning for this team and a quick turnaround from tonight. But you're seeing these younger players, a lot of chaos and confusion on their side.
Ashley Evans taking control, talking with her team, Lanier. 12-point performance. In is good, first serve. Off the block.
Japan using those high hands, and again, it's Wada on the backside. She's been so electric for this team. We talked a lot about Koga in the beginning of this game, how many sets and kills she was gonna get, but it's really Wada stepping up for them on the right.
Lots of talent. If the passing is good here, you'd like to see Breon Butler get involved offensively. Trying to jam it into area 6, and it's not working. Follow through into the net on the tip.
Just an out-of-system situation, this ball, a trap set. Difficult to get over. A lot of momentum coming forward in it, touching that net up.
Pass is good. Butler waiting for it. It feels like they're hitting 100% from the middle. But they just don't do it often.
When Team USA is able to get their middles involved, it's really effective, but that all depends on that pass. And that's been the #1 thing that's really broken down over the last set and a half. The passing hasn't been there.
Behind quick. That's the way the passing looks for Japan, and it has allowed for so much success.
I mean, from the time that that ball was out of the hands of Shibata to the time that it was on the floor after touching Iraqi was so quick, like blink and you miss it.
Skinner's pass is good. They run the middle again. Pretty clear game plan.
As clear as it gets. I mean, you get that pass up, and it's a one-on-one situation for those middles, and they've done such a good job changing their shoulders, facing different ways so that that blocker isn't right in front of them, and putting it away beautifully.
And then just eliminating the errors. 10 errors in the last set.
6 from that.
Control that.
Yeah, 6 from the service line. Again, it's those errors in the bottom of the net that you can't have. Put them deep, put them out. Okay, fine. You'll take those, but bottom of the net you can't have.
White will set this out of system over Lanier's shoulder. Good strong swing. Japan is lights out with their offense. Wada unconscious.
Wada from the front court, Wada from the back court. Impressive shot. They are getting her the ball any chance they can. 4 hands in front of her, and she's still scoring.
Just a really impressive Japanese offense. Tough serve.
Connection off just a little bit there between Evans and Hall. Hall reaching back a little bit for it. Wasn't exactly the ball that she wanted.
And off that high pass, great touch.
Beautiful pass, very tough.
Yeah, Ashley Evans, just a beautiful touch on the ball.
I honestly don't care what has happened up to this point. We get a chance to write a new story right now. So let's get a really nice reset. Way to keep that tough serve off the net. We'll get it up high, swings, cover, swarm. Let's write ourselves a new story. We got lots of games here.
Let's fight here. USA! USA! Here we go!
It's very interesting to listen into all the different huddles, all the different coaching styles. Coach Karai will always start with the positive and say to write a new story, and then there's that little breakout session that they have afterwards where players team up and talk. He never says too much.
He uses his words very thoughtfully. Nothing comes out of his mouth that isn't completely thought out.
Good timeout, cooled off the server. Write a new story, he said, and Khalil Lanier pulls the pin on the grenade of her serve.
Such a confident serve from Khalil Lanier. Even at Nishimura, one of the best passers in this entire tournament. Just making her move a little bit.
Nishimura makes a nice pass there. Lanier picks it up. Outside, Skinner just gets away from her. She's been so good at hitting it, but it was a strong take.
It was a strong take, and that's what Coach Karai said in that last timeout they had of set 3 was, we have to start attacking the edges of the block and swing high. So you'll take that error from Avery Skinner, just going high.
A serve. Just a laser beam.
Japan has so many of these hybrid servers. It puts so much pressure on the back line of whatever team they're up against. Weird spin coming off the ball. It's so difficult. Incredible serve from Ishikawa.
Liberos do not like to be aced. We'll see the response because Ishikawa has the funky toss on it as well at times. Wow. Just a breakdown. White gets a nice ball up. Evans, 6'1", over and deep.
Smart little pineapple shot from Ashley Evans, taking that left hand, shoving it to that back corner over the defenders as they're still moving, trying to get back to their spots.
What does that mean, pineapple shot?
So when you finish your hand, it kind of looks like the top of a pineapple.
Huh.
That's why they call it that. All right, that one didn't land, noted.
Okay. That's what they call it, air quotes around Emily's term.
All of them.
All of them. Outside, good swing again. It's just the cover of the block until they can take another swing. That one was never going over.
Great job by Breon Butler, just camping out at that outside, knowing in these out-of-system situations, the outside's gonna get the ball.
There's not much more to say about the serves in the net.
Yeah, 2 of them this set. 6 errors last set. That's just a lack of focus.
Nice from Coutinho, coming in through the middle in the backcourt.
And a really confident pass from Khalil Lanier, putting it right up for Ashley Evans. Coutinho with a really strong swing, taking it to the right.
Anything coming through the center of the offense for the United States has been successful. Coutinho, 17 points. First set was so strong. Just taking it is Lanier. Evans places it perfectly.
Evans with a very good set out to Skinner. And Skinner just chipping away at it. Right to that middle of the court, splitting the 2 players back row.
Pushed outside. Koga carves around, surgical slice to the sideline.
Impressive cut, turning that thumb down. Not too much heat coming behind it, but just perfectly placed inside Kendall White.
Still just a 2-point game. Must-win set for the United States. Japan, can they close it out with a win, handing the United States their first loss of the tournament so that no unbeatens remain. Skinner unloads cross court. Evans, beautiful set. Coutinho slapping her hands in frustration.
And again, it's Wada on the opposite, using those high hands. It's been her bread and butter shot tonight, just going up, hitting the hand right in front of her.
Coutinho, boom!
Coutinho pays it back, going up and over that block of Wada, placing it right in the middle of the court. Check out how high she gets up. Just sheer over.
If you're Japan, you do not want to give any room for the United States to gather themselves, because it looks like they're starting to find a groove. Ashley Evans steps in, takes control. Skinner from the backcourt. Anything, I keep saying it, Emily, middle of the court, front or back, has been scoring for the U.S.
Yeah, whether it's a gap set or quick in the front row or a big set in the back, it's working so effectively because they're always one-on-one situations that USA has found themselves in. They just have to be able to run through the middle of the court, which depends on a good pass.
I love the decision-making of Evans, the setter for the United States. Good change of pace after Wada has been jamming it down everybody's throat full speed.
Yeah, Wada's been taking some really big swings lately. That's what makes this tip so effective.
Wada, 25 points. How's that for a showing from Yukiko Wada? Averages under 4 a match. Plummer comes in. I assume her main focus is serving in after she missed the last time she came through. USA down by 1. Back, nice up. Evans goes outside to Lanier, that wind up. Evans in the center, goes to Avery. Trying to use it off the block, no dice. Big time power to finish it. Ishikawa.
Ishikawa with such confidence on that swing. She saw that gap in the block, and she took a big hammer. Cut inside that one, rather.
Short ball. Good pass. They run the middle.
Great run on Team USA's side. Great pass. Danielle Coutinho allows them to run that middle blocker, and Anna Hall going up and over the top.
Ashley Evans, completely aware of every situation. Any chance she can get to set the middle, we're seeing her do it at this point. She's front court right now. From the right, Coutinho stands in there with her helmet on. And Lanier takes a little something off it. It's tied. USA has written a news story and tied it back up.
That was the shot that Coach Cry talked about, just jamming it into zone 6. It doesn't have to be hard, just putting it right over those blockers.
Pass is perfect. Taking it. Was there a net violation?
Yes.
Oh,
yes, there was.
Because Kendall White laid her body out. Oh, I see.
Just on the way down from Evans.
Yeah, and White just a great dig. Heavy serve, handled by Skinner. Lanier.
Lanier going for those high hands. That's the shot that Coach Karai talked about. They have to continue to swing high on those pins, not aim for that middle blocker, just swing high at the fingertips.
Anna Hall has had great success in the middle if you can keep pushing that pass up. It's locked up at 14 apiece. The passing of Japan has never been in doubt today. And absolutely call your own number, Shibata.
Shibata had such a tricky time. She hasn't dumped this entire game, but just flares her hand backwards and sneaks one over.
Nishimura, you can see why she is one of the top 2 receivers in the entire field of women. Those passes are perfection. There's a break for the United States to lock it back up at 15. This is a must-win set for Team USA. Breon Butler comes up front. No doubt wanting some of that middle set love that's come up in set number 4. Middle's available, sent back. Tip is over the top. Coutinho runs through it beautifully. Good dig. Skinner has to attack it, and she does. The United States takes a lead in set number 4.
U.S. taking much smarter swings here during this set. They were very timid during set 3, but we haven't seen a lot of timid play so far here to start set 4.
We're going to be on a seesaw at this point. Yamada back to serve. Front court setter in Shibata. Called her own number just recently. Outside, Houghton Koga. Underneath, perfect pass, Coutinho. Sending it a little deeper.
Koga taking that one just out of bounds. It looked like a beautiful set inside, just missing a little bit wide on that cut shot. Something that's worked for her really well tonight.
Emily, I want to pay attention to where Japan's defense is setting up, because see how far in they have been some of the time. I'm wondering if that back third of the court for the United States might be more successful than into the center.
Looks pretty open.
Used on the block to just bait you right into it.
Part of that defense scrunched in could be because Team USA tipped so many balls during the last set, so they're easily transitioning them. And they're pretty good at their hands, too, if those balls do go high.
Over the top. Coming the other way, White, great scoop underneath. Pushing through the block, but nothing dropping on Japan's side. Here's a lift, coming through the middle. Kalia Lanier could feel it, she could taste it.
That's a big play. Kendall White really staying in that one, making some crucial digs to keep Team USA in it, and getting Kalia Lanier going off of this big. It's been so effective tonight in these one-on-one situations. All you have to do is take it one way, and it's scoring.
It's up, outside, Lanier. Brilliant set back. Coutinho. Yeah, the set was not accurate.
It's a smart play by Koga, going up, really strong on that block, pushing it right off of Danielle Coutinho. It's exactly what you want to do in these tight situations. Push it off the person in front of you.
Perfect pass. Lanier up and puts it right down on that 3-meter line.
Lanier getting up and sending one hard Japan's way, going up and over these blockers. That's a big swing from Lanier at a time where Team USA needs it.
Serve needs to be in. Beautiful. A breakout game by Yukiko Wada.
Wada getting almost every set on their side in these situations. A beautiful ball dropping right in front of the defenders.
Nanami Seiki coming in. Both teams have struggled from the back line.
It feels like just when either of these teams get a little bit of momentum, they send one in the net or send it long. It's been really difficult for teams to go on runs when you're missing so many serves.
Coutinho underneath it. Ashley Evans is front court. Lanier has just found another gear.
Lanier putting the team on her back right now and scoring left and right. And in those situations, you would expect the middle to get the ball in a perfect pass, but Lanier puts it away.
この試合のここ勝負どころよ。集中して。
One-point game. Japan, they win this set. They hand the United States their first loss. And they finish up week 2 in a good position. They will have then gone 2-2 this week, 3-1 last. They'll take that improvement to 5-3. The United States have been perfect so far, not suffered a loss. Just out of the reach.
That's a big swing going for those high hands, trying to hit that back line. Really smart shot. Going right to that corner.
Front court setter, both sides. Tape, not your friend today.
That was a 50-50 ball. Looked like it was on US's side and just came back over right away.
Linear serve, pass on the money as always. Brought back in. Evans so composed on her set. I'm loving the setting of Evans.
And Evans is really forcing that ball outside to her outsides right now because they like that blocking matchup, especially with Shibata up front. It's a smaller block, and they're really able to go high and use their hands.
Yeah, and with that pass, it was high, it was spinning, you couldn't really go to Hall. Outside. Power.
Ishikawa going for that back corner again. It worked the time before. Go right back to it. Go inside those blockers, right to that back corner. Such a good shot for the outside hitter.
White with the reception. Skinner again, attacking high hands. It's been a much more aggressive USA team. Both setters in for the United States for the set. Good strong serve, outside. Big time swing. After that long break, no break in the action for the team from Japan.
Big answer from Japan, nailing this pass, getting Koga going, and right down the line, just slicing it.
Irisawa comes in to serve. It is again set point, USA. Hancock went back out. Ashley Evans in up front. Evans out to Skinner. Skinner overdug, and there's been a net violation.
Net violation on Team USA. Looked like on the way down from
Skinner, she just her hand caught it in her follow through. Second square on the net, saw it.
I believe you.
I know you did. Skinner this time takes something off of it. This is to tie it up. Evans gonna call her own number. She's done that twice now at set point. I'm impressed with her leadership to a tough road early in that set.
And she's taking so much charge, and as a veteran on this team full of a lot of young players, it's so important to have that soundboard, have someone that's going to take charge, and that's exactly what you want from your setter as well. So important for that position to do it.
Beautiful, decisive. We're going to a fifth set. Watch Evans here. Absolutely deceptive. And immediate to her team, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Team USA fights back after being down 2-1, but they're no stranger to fifth sets. They're 3-0 so far in this tournament with a win over Serbia, win over Italy, and a win over Turkey as well. Haven't had one in Brasilia so far, but Japan, on the other hand, they haven't had a 5-set win. They lost that one to Germany and Serbia here in Brasilia, so they're 0-2 in that category. We'll see how that plays out in terms of just being tested and getting those wins in 5-set games.
There's the numbers. I mean, the numbers are so incredibly close. Locked on errors, on serves, only 2 points. 2 more attacks, and that's the 2-point difference for Team USA.
And still pretty high error on both sides. 7 is a lot higher than you would want to see in this kind of game. But in a close set to 15, you cannot have that many errors, because that set will go by real quick if that's the case.
Japan sitting in 7th place, as Emily mentioned, trying to look at the United States. Really picked up the offense through the center and, of course, through the right.
Got that middle going a lot more, whether it was the middle or the big attack in the back row. That pick's been so effective.
It was, and it was 5% of this first set that they lost. Both teams passing well now. USA out blocking. They also have more service errors, 12 total. The defense of Japan, as advertised always.
See Catherine Plummer warming up, getting some approaches in, taking off her jacket.
Let's see who they put out on the floor. Catherine Plummer heads to the floor. Ashley Evans will continue to run the offense. Coutinho with an excellent match, 18 points. Plummer has got a good rest through the first 4 sets. You see her warming up. Are they going to try to target her? Go for it. Perfect platform. Nice set. Kendall White goes back to Lanier. Change of pace, picked up, no problem. Jamming it. Who else would it be? It's Wada.
Wada changing up her speed as well, just forcing this tip right through the blocker's hands. Such an effective shot in the field goal of Lanier.
Well, they keep serving Plummer. She passed the first one a dime. She's still warming up her ankles. White passes it. It's on the money. Slowed by the block. I don't see a reason that they're going to set anybody but the right.
I mean, I'd set Wada every ball if I can. I mean, she's been so effective, and USA has no answer for her. And it's different situations. The tip off the block, tooling at times, beating the block on the inside. So crafty and rangy.
Going at it again, and now it's a 3-0 start for Japan.
And smart by Japan to just keep attacking Catherine Plummer as she just checked in the game. And serving at the congestion on the court as well with that stack.
Yeah, Coutinho, Evans, Butler, and Plummer all along that side. Kendall White steps in front. Lanier covers her own. And the poke is out. It's a short set.
Very short set, those errors are going to rack up very quickly. I love that Kalia Lanier took that big, strong swing at it, covered herself. Danielle Coutinho just has to put that one over the libero on the end line.
Okay, we wrote a new script the last time. It didn't come all at once, so we just chip away. We start with one side out. We're hitting down a little too much. Let's get it to the last 5 feet. Take their block out of play. One strong first ball kill, and we get it rolling. Here we go.
One at a time. USA! USA!
One at a time, Hero. On our way back. Nice job. Nice job, clear. I know.
Coach Karai emphasizing what we talked about before, noticing the shallowness of the defense of Japan. Want to use that back third of the court. When you're hitting down into it, you can hit really hard, but it's congested.
It's congested, and from what we've seen from these Japan defenders, they're scrunching in, picking up those balls in the middle of the court easy.
Going at Plummer again. Still not pushing it deep. And Wada gets yet another one.
USA, just no answer for Wada on the opposite. She's taking swing after swing, getting kill after kill, putting Japan up 5-0 so far in this set 5. Just hammering those high hands.
Wada averaged coming into this 3.14 points per match.
And so impressive where Koga has led them in points every single game to have someone step up in such a big moment.
They're making Plummer work. Lanier. Outside again. Untouchable, unflappable, and unbothered Japan.
Japan looks calm and confident in this 5th set. They're not making errors. They're swinging really hard, going for those corners, not playing timid volleyball, and just attacking.
They're going to keep coming after Plummer. Get a little more sweat come up. And I'll tell you, knowing Catherine Plummer for as long as I do, having covered her all the way through college, she wants them to keep coming at her.
Yeah,
she wants to prove
she's got the mindset of a winner. She wants that pass.
Yep, don't you dare go away from me right now.
Probably not the first offensive option, but she would want that ball too.
There you go. Still not deep enough. There you go. And Plummer is lining up for the Bic. She's excellent with the Bic. You pointed out earlier, Emily, how well the Bic has been working for the United States.
Bic has certainly been working, and so is Kalia Lanier on that outside, especially in this 5th set. She's taking strong swings, really going for those high hands and working the edges of the court.
Where's Micah Hancock going to play defense? On the left side, interesting. Japan has just been relentless. What has been the key to their attacking success?
They're taking big swing after big swing. They are not playing timid. They're confident in their swings, hitting high hands, mixing it up well, and just playing with so much confidence in this offense.
Hall's attack out.
Just going long on that one. It's a smart decision by Ashley Evans to go with that middle that has been really effective thus far.
Absolutely. Pass is on the money from Plummer. Ball is delivered long.
Just doing a little bit too much on that one. Danielle Coutinho, she's so much higher over this block than I think she thinks she is. She doesn't have to swing so high.
She's going for that back third of the court, as her coach requested. Lanier hammering down the line, making it look smooth.
Laniera's been the piece of this offense in the 5th set that has been working. She's taken those big swings, seeing the block that's in front of her, and putting in a solid shot.
Evans, Hall, and Lanier up front. Araki right behind. Araki a second time. It's an overload with Araki and Wada.
I love the decision to repeat the set. Go right back to Araki. She didn't get the first one, but you still trust her enough to get this second one, and she delivers.
This was a decision that Coach Garay had to make as he looked at the schedule, needed to save some players. Haley Washington, for example, for tomorrow. Allie Franti unavailable. Morgan Hentz. And an ace serve. Wow.
Right between those passers, nailing it on the end line. It doesn't get much closer than that. Beautiful ball for Miyazawa.
Lanier wants it back. Coutinho instead. It's poked over. Hall up. Again, the defense of Japan. Plummer pulls out the pause.
More connection issues on Team USA's side. The wheels have really fallen off on this one, and Japan just running away with it at this point.
Yeah, and I really think it's Japan's doing. I don't even think it's that much that the United States is doing right now. Japan's focus is impeccable. Plummer from the middle. That time the tip works. Outside, big swing coming, you know it's coming. White gets underneath it. Just a communication error for Japan. They've got plenty of room to play with. Perfect pass. Absolutely, you should go back to Wada. Every time. Wada, 21 years old, has been a revelation. Just incredible. Wada, 30 points. She averages 3 per match. She has 30 versus Team USA. Plummer. Yeah, front court setter. I understand, it's the idea. Again, you can try just about anything right now if you're Japan. Hall behind the service line. Catherine Plummer up front. Breon Butler, Ashley Evans. Pass is perfect. What else would she do? Wada with 31 points. For the match. Not just yet. Yukiko Wada has been phenomenal. Pass is good. You have to go to Wada to finish it off. 32 points for Yukiko Wada, the match of her life. And Japan hands the United States their first loss of